So hello everyone, my name is Evgeny, and my professional occupation, I'm a data scientist. So I'm working with statistics and machine learning in IT industry. I'm not very touchy-feely person, so I'm not going to talk about my feeling. I'm going to talk about some stuff. I came across in mathematical sense about inequality when been looking at this problem from a completely different angle. And this stuff is a little bit depressing, so I warn you, this stuff is dark, like, and probably not the reason because you think of. So, first of all, we live in a very not equal world. The most famous thing about it is what 1% of the world population owns the half of the world's wealth. This is a really shocking number. But actually this number is not the most shocking probably about inequality. Practically in every domain of human endeavor in which you can measure the result, you see the same thing. 20% of the people doing the 80% of the output. This is true for the music, this is true for the scientific papers, this is true for the business, for example, as I already mentioned. And this is, sometimes it's referred as a 20-80 rule. More precisely, it's a mathematical thing which is called Pareto distribution. So this looks like something like this. So the small proportion doing the majority of the work. And so I started to look at this and been trying to understand it looks like a natural law. It appears out of nowhere almost everywhere. And I've been trying to look for some kind of intuition, and I want to share some way to find the intuition, why it happens with everyone. Say in a company in which you're working, 20% of people doing 80% of the work. There is no escape. And I looked for one example, and it's actually a very interesting example. So this is, let's talk about the Second World War and fight pilots. So the people who go in the air and trying to actively take down the enemy pilots in the air. So if you look on the statistics, the average pilot in the Second World War, if you very roughly approximate it, managed to took 1 or 2 enemy pilots down. And average amount of missions which one person were able to manage was 5, 6, 10 missions. And then you take it down by the enemy or you commission. Although there was some people who had, I think the top pilot in the Second World War had 350 victories in the air. This is incredible. How someone can be 350 times better than the average person. It's just kind of unimaginable. But let's think a little bit how it happens in time. Imagine you're 10 pilots, with just out of the academy. You send it to war, and the stuff which you're doing is extremely dangerous. So say after 20 missions, only 1 out of 10 will survive. So 9 people. In the beginning, all 10 pilots were exactly equal. They were equally good in what they're doing. But only 1 person survived. But this person who survived had experience of 10 missions now. And when he goes in the air, he fights mostly against the people who have the same situation on the other side. The average pilot on the other side has 5, 6 missions. And so for him, for one lucky person who survived, it's increasingly likely that he will survive further. And then this whole thing just escalates. Imagine you have 20 missions and you're fighting against people who essentially don't know how to fly. And then even the social factor introduced here, because you're getting famous and your commander probably think, okay, you really can do it. And so they're sending other people to cover your back. So these people actively essentially will die for you in a dangerous situation. And this is exactly how this thing, how people getting so high score. And so this is example, very dramatic example of the army and the military situation. How you can think about it in a, say, modern business environment. Think about it, you have 10 people on your team. The 10 people is exactly equal, they're equally good. But one person got lucky and got the important project and succeeded in the important project. And now the next important project comes and you have 10 people, but one person stepped out. And this is more likely for him to get this one. And then this whole thing slowly escalates and the one person who was initially just lucky, he wasn't better, just got a promotion. And this whole things just escalate, and then in the end you have this parity distribution. So there's a two takeaways on this. One takeaway, apparently you cannot run away from inequality. This is just a natural law. In any kind of competition in which you have a situation what when you win in one round of the game, you're more likely to win in the next round, you will get in this situation. And the second takeaway is a little bit more optimistic, and this sounds like this. The small change matter. You don't need to compete with Elon Musk. If whatever in the domain of whatever you're doing, you need to be slightly better than the average to get an advantage. So every small incremental improvement in what you're doing can help you and makes it more likely for you to get on this 20% of whatever you're starting to achieve. So, yep. Thank you, everyone.